This is Bethlehem, world capital of the international Jesus Christ birthday business. This year, Bethlehem became home to a unique hotel.
We're just meters from its doors as the concrete wall Israel has built.
Actually, this whole room is a banksy.
It's an intervention into one of the poorest parts of a would-be Palestinian state.
Billed as having the worst view in the world, Banksy's walled-off hotel sits under the gaze of an Israeli watchtower in the occupied Palestinian territories. The place where Christmas was invented now feels like a city under siege and in serious need of some festive cheer. This is the story of what happened when Banksy asked a world-famous movie director to come all the way to the little town of Bethlehem.
تعرف مين بانكسي؟
لا.
تعرف مين داني بويل؟
مين؟
To put on a nativity play like no other in what was once the most Christmassy place on earth.
My name is Wissam Salsa, and I am the manager of the World of Hotel in Bethlehem. Working with Banksy is not something easy to do. It's not a normal job. I have to do everything. I clean bathrooms. I paint, I make stencils. It was annoying in the beginning to work with him because I did not understand his head. I'm the only one who can communicate to Banksy, so that makes things so complicated. Okay, there's a cameraman in front of me filming me, so I'm gonna take off the I'm gonna take off the mic, okay, and talk to you, unless you want him to record what I'm saying. Never easy to work for Banksy. Things are very complicated. I need a story. I need a story. I need a story. I need a story. Everything is unusual. He give someone a job, he would just think how to make it the most difficult thing to achieve. Banksy new plan is crazy, I think. Just crazy like the previous ones. And he invited some Oscar-winning film director, his name is Danny Boyle, to come and do something at the hotel's car park.
Cool. Oh. Yeah, it's very sweet. Yeah, you can see where he's going. I never met Banksy or had any correspondence with him or know the first thing about him, really, apart from his work. I mean, I like his work very much. I can't imagine there's many people who don't know something about Banksy. He's voted Britain's favourite artist, above Constable, above Turner, all that lot. I got a message purporting to be from Banksy. Would I consider being roped into helping him make a nativity play in the car park of his hotel in Bethlehem? Dear Danny, I recently opened a guest house in Bethlehem, but turns out it's less Christmassy than you might imagine. So I've decided we need to put on a nativity play. There's stiff competition from the church down the road, the place where Jesus was actually born, and our show needs to appeal to everybody in the region. An Alternativity. Can you help? After all, you managed to make Britain look cool at the Olympics, so bringing peace to the Middle East through an amateur dramatics performance shouldn't be a problem. Please consider yours, Banksy. P.S. Finding a donkey won't be difficult, but I wondered if we can make it snow. So I replied and said, yes, of course. And tomorrow morning, I leave for Bethlehem. I've never been to Israel, Palestine. Never been anywhere near there, really. I think Mallorca's about as close as I've ever got.
There are no international airports in the West Bank. Tourists fly into Tel Aviv in Israel. From there, Bethlehem is only an hour by car. but the journey means crossing through a 400-mile-long, heavily fortified separation barrier into the occupied Palestinian territories. Inside this enclosed region, movement is restricted, and most Palestinians are not allowed to leave without permits. It's a small step for Danny, but a huge leap into a very different reality.
For my mother, Bethlehem meant something completely. She was very strict Irish Catholic, and she would be very pleased that I would finally made it to Bethlehem. You know, making a nativity play, she would love that. And there's the wall. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Is this it? Is this the hotel? Oh, cool. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm Danny. Thank you.
Welcome.
Great, thank you.
So this goes like this. Start, and then you push.
Well, that's the room.
This is the this is the way to
You're kidding.
to your room. Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's lovely. Wow, look at the wall.
Let me just pull this up.
Please.
Okay.
The wall's extraordinary, isn't it? You'd no idea how, they're like kind of, it's just like nails driven in to the ground. It's like, it's not, yeah, I don't know, you just imagine something different, really. It's so crude and brutal. Well, I'm looking at the car park. Where we're going to do it. You could say it looks promising, yes. In fact, I wouldn't mind having a walk around that right now, actually. So this is the car park.
Yeah.
Great. So what we're looking at is we set up a stage and somehow stage the Nativity in here.
Yep.
And people would come and stand. We won't have seating. Will we have seating?
I
Probably
don't
not.
think so. No.
Just standing.
No.
Standing room only.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's all
It would
right.
be too cold. to
It'd be
stand.
like. This is an extraordinary puzzle, really, I suppose. But its purpose and its outcome is unclear. In a way, the most obvious thing in the world is what he wants us to do, which is to stage a nativity play in Bethlehem. What school teacher wouldn't think that was a good idea? Being the artist that he is, it isn't going to be just like a school play, that there will be a function of the evening that is beyond the automatic goodwill of a school play.
Banksy told me that Danny has done events before, but living in the occupied territories, nothing is straightforward. So he's going to need my help.
I need to appoint an assistant director, someone who's going to rehearse while I'm away. Do you know anybody who has that motivation to put plays on?
You know what? I know a young girl. She's very much involved. She teaches drama. I think she has the time.
Yeah.
I think she's creative and she has the time. She has the, the passion. If you want, I can call her.
That would be wonderful.
كيف حالك؟ شو أخبارك؟ طيب اسمعي، في معي مخرج أفلام كبير جدا عالمي. في معي سمعتي في إسلام دوغ مليونير؟ أنا بدي إياك تلتقي معه بلكي نسوي مع بعض شغل. اسحب حالك وضلك جاية بس قبل. طوليش. ماشي معي. She will be here in 2 minutes.
Oh, wonderful. Hello. Are you Riham?
Riham.
Riham, I'm Danny.
Yes.
Hey, nice to meet you.
حواجب وارد كيفك.
What we're doing is we're looking to stage a little nativity play in the car park of the Waldorf Hotel. We're trying to evolve a way of involving the community in it. Where I come from, where if kids do nativity plays, and it's cute beyond belief, and it has a beautiful charm, and it would be interspersed maybe with some local performers, like a rapper or a poet or a singer or a dancer. So what I was looking for is for someone to be my co-director.
Okay.
Do you like Banksy's work? Do you know his work?
Yes, of course.
And?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
Yes. I am. I really like his work, but I was very skeptical once the whole hotel opened. Suddenly, it is becoming like a very touristic exposure. I'm against even like going and painting on the wall in general. Is it something that would really change, or like just painting on it is something that's for you as a satisfactory moment that you go and like then you do it and then that's it. Then the wall thing, and there's a lot of people who think in.
I was surprised from Riham's reaction after meeting with Danny. I thought she would be more excited, but this wall is not a place to have fun with or to use in a play. This wall dominates everything in our lives, even going to work.
Hi, Danny.
Hey, Faddy. Good morning.
Faddy, a local guide, is taking Danny to experience Bethlehem's version of the rush hour at 5 a.m. when thousands of labourers queue for hours to get to work on the other side in Israel. The separation barrier and the Israeli occupation of Palestinian land have sliced through communities, separating neighbours. Thousands have been imprisoned for refusing to leave their land, and although the exact boundaries are hotly disputed, many have been evicted and are now on blacklists, banning them from entering Israel, meaning they are unable to travel for work. One of these is Amin. Imprisoned as a teenager, he now makes his living selling refreshments to the workers.
My day is my night, and my night is my day. They came to my land and they put fence before my land and they take all my land inside the wall. They take me to the prison and I stay for 1 year because I am terrorist, because I fight them, you know. And I lost my land, lost my life, lost my study. I hope next year when you come here, no wall.
So this will have gone.
Inshallah. Nice
Inshallah.
to meet you.
You can see the guys going to work. You know, it's almost like their heads were down so that they didn't see what the indignity that they were having to go through to pass through this thing. I don't know how you get inside the consciousness of people who actually live near it or for whom it is a part of their life. When it's been a part of your life for over a decade, do you think about it in any way? Do you think about it once a day? Never a day. I don't know. I went to the Berlin Wall before it came down in the early 80s. But this is so tall compared to that. It's like double the height of the Berlin Wall. Obviously, reading history in the background, obviously the wall was a response to suicide bombings and shocking acts of terror, really, where innocent people are blown up and a nation clearly reacts in an incredibly aggressive and dominant way to a force that they feel threatens them. So I can understand that, although I personally don't, it's not a solution that I think works ultimately, nor as I think it is a solution that is fair for any nation to impose upon itself or a community within itself. I find that very, very, very difficult. Apparently, for a census, for taxation reasons, you had to go and register where you were from, and so Joseph had to return to Bethlehem, and so they undertook, which is quite a considerable journey. So I think a sense of journeying is very important. And obviously, it was very interesting seeing all the workers who travel to the other side of the wall to work and then have to walk back, you know, through the wall again. So the sense of foot travel, journeying, would be a very powerful way to start it, I think. My instinct is to replicate an image we all have that is embedded in so many of us, I think, which is the school nativity play. And let the circumstances of where it is set out here in this car park by the wall, by putting those two worlds together, that to me is enough. I think if I try to decorate the nativity play, if I try to put a twist on that in some way reflects on the circumstances here, I think it'd be very patronising. Yeah, there's a message from Banksy. Here are a couple of random thoughts. Peace on earth and goodwill to all. Asterix, terms and conditions apply. Opening, Mary gets a text from a number she doesn't recognise telling her she's pregnant. So he's thinking more modern day. I'm not sure about that. I worry about modernising it. Maybe it can be traditional and she does have a phone. Maybe that's fun that actually she pulls a Samsung or an Apple out of her traditional costume, you know?
So I'm gonna take you today to the Church of the Nativity.
How you do? You good?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good. Good morning. How are you?
But Danny's nativity won't be the only show in town. This is Bethlehem. The birth of Jesus is big business. A short drive from the hotel is Manger Square and the actual birthplace of Jesus Christ. The Church of the Nativity might be cut off from the world by walls and watchtowers, but it still gets over 1 million tourists a year.
This is the exit of the cave where Jesus was born.
Right. Wow. It's the manger where he was laid after being born over there. Obviously under intense tourist pressure, like the intensity of the kind of experience for everyone. Banksy. Yeah. Sides of the world, isn't it? And the ever-present Banksy T-shirts here. Incredible.
Everybody knows Banksy here. Like, Banksy is a big thing in Bethlehem. Sometimes I feel that some people deal with Banksy as a prophet or a god or something. I met Banksy in 2005. At that time, I was working as a tour guide, and there were not much tourists coming to Palestine, so he was my only customer. But he was a weird customer because he did not want to go to see the holy sites. He wanted to look at the walls and paint the walls.
This is amazing.
And there's a store where you can go in and they encourage you to paint the wall.
And even I run Banksy's hotel, but my hotel is not the only Banksy hotel in Bethlehem.
Hi, most welcome. Come in, please. It's a Banksy's guest house. Yeah, this is the sitting room. It's sharing room. Every room has a toilet. You can come in, please. Welcome. This is one of the bedrooms, and it has this view. We wanted to let the people come and have the experience how to live surrounded by the wall from 3 sides. Banksy has a really nice face and nice smile. He looks gentleman, but I won't tell how he looks like because I respect his anonymous, that he's anonymous. This room called Bristol because he came from Bristol. That's what he said. We had the name of Banksy's guest house about 2 years. And then in March, this Banksy's hotel, the World of, appeared. And now we might have to change the name because The clients booked here thinking that they are coming to Banksy's hotel, and we have to deal with the manager in the hotel. Oh, I can't say that. Forget it. He will come and kill me.
That manager might run the official Banksy hotel now, but he is actually from a family of carpenters and is taking Danny to an olive wood factory.
Oh, he's a bit rusty.
Maybe 20 years since I carved one piece like this.
Mind your fingers.
The olive tree is hugely important in Palestinian culture, but thousands of families have seen their olive groves enclosed by the wall and uprooted. The wood is now used to produce souvenirs for tourists, but Danny wants to find a way to reference trees in the Alternativity.
Could you make me one of those that is as big as the stage?
Yes, how many meters you want? That's not a problem. About 5 meters, 4 meters, of course.
And it would be on the stage, and the nativity would happen under it.
Oh, of course.
Last night, Danny met Reham, a local director who he hopes will help him create and cast the Alternativity.
I'm very, very excited about the ideas. I have the connections, I have the ability to connect with different people for this project. And it's gonna be a challenge because, it's a big thing and you're not here, and but I'm up for it.
Wonderful.
I had a good thought about it, but I'm up for it.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm up for the challenge.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Bethlehem has the largest Christian population in the occupied Palestinian territories. But the Nativity isn't just a Christian story. And Danny's Nativity needs to be relevant to all. So he's visiting the mainly Muslim city of Hebron. Peace talks in the mid-90s carved the West Bank up into areas A, B, and C, under Palestinian, combined, and Israeli control, respectively. But Hebron is especially contested, with Jewish settlers occupying specific streets and sometimes even specific houses. Here, the heavily defended settlers come and go as they please. But Danny's guides, Fadi, a Christian, and Saeed, a Muslim, are both Palestinians.
Yeah, I got a passport.
And this is my passport.
And neither of them are allowed into the parts of Hebron claimed by the settlers.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, now.
See you.
It's like a ghost town, isn't it? It's like a Western, isn't it? It's like a kind of showdown or something. It's crazy to think like that, but it makes you feel like that, doesn't it?
Danny, what does this sort of do for the project in hand?
Well, it's sad, really, I suppose. I mean, I do understand his thinking with the hotel is to emphasise the human story of a divided community, a divided land. Art does reach, beyond. You kind of don't want to be hopelessly romantic about it, but it's one of the things that can transcend politics, So that's extraordinary to see a man out walking peacefully on the Sabbath with his wife and his child in a buggy, and he's got an AK-47, or whatever the machine gun is. It's a machine gun on his. So his statement that he's making about and what he expects to find to protect his family, which is a natural instinct, is terrifying, really. And the Star of David on the doorways, which are declaring that obviously in these circumstances, declaring that this will become a settlement home, is shockingly reminiscent of something one of the worst horrors of the world. So that's a bit mind-blowing, really.
Not all of Hebron has been settled. In the main Muslim part of the city, Fadi is taking Danny to meet some local women who might be able to help him.
Hey, hello, I'm Danny.
Danny.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, beautiful theatre. Nice to see a theatre.
And what's your name?
Hey.
Diana.
Diana, I'm Danny. Hi, nice to meet you.
There are some women in the community of Hebrew. They don't like to be shown on a stage or on a TV. For example, Ula, she doesn't like to be shown because of her background.
Yes.
So they found out that she can get the chance through the puppet.
With puppeteering.
So she's not showing herself, she will show the puppet.
Wow. Can we see your donkey?
نقدر نشوف الحمار؟
In this little town of Bethlehem, the line between the past and the present isn't always clear. Banksy's ideas are full of modern references, but Danny still has to decide how he will stage the Alternativity.
I was just going to show you the storyboards that Banksy had sent. These are the original storyboards.
That's the coolest storyboard ever.
It's quite nice, isn't it? I know, I was very impressed by it.
So it's more also like bringing the now and the past.
He is inclined to inspire us towards that.
Yes.
Whether that's appropriate or not is a very interesting question. Images like that, which are highly suggestive and subversive in a way, you know, very ironic. My instinct is if you put that onto children, you know, like if you use children, then you inject them with adult irony. It's like humour, giving them humour that they don't understand and makes adults laugh.
Totally.
There's something horrible about that. You have a duty to protect their own development rather than force-feed it or exploit it. You know, you can contextualise it in different ways. The painting that's on the wall behind them when they enter the car park would give a completely different context.
Yeah.
You know, if it's Hillary and Donald Trump, as it is at the moment, that visually gives you a completely different context. Or if it's a Banksy that paints over it, that's one of his pictures of the children spinning around the watchtower in Gaza, it gives a completely different...
That'd be amazing.
It gives a completely different...
I really don't like that kind of like to be our background. It's enough of Trump.
There's enough of him anyway.
Working for an invisible man is new to Danny, but I have been working with his mad, crazy ideas since almost 15 years, and I know how to make things happen.
Dear Banksy, it's clear that he's going to have to get involved. I don't think the evening can work without some contribution from him, really. And Reham was very keen that the entryway, which is so dominated at the moment by Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, that should be a Banksy, really. How that happens, I've no idea, but that's not, you know, we need his involvement. Danny, thanks, good notes. The play, I don't see why we should make too much work for ourselves. I think we should change the traditional nativity as little as possible, whilst emphatically altering the message. I will absolutely be involved as much as you and Reham need me to be. And I'm very glad we have a not uncritical voice working with us on this. You're absolutely correct that children aren't paint. They can't be used to create images beyond who they are. Much as that sounds like it could be super manipulative and fun. I wanted to double check with you what might be possible here. This pylon, we wanted to attach a wire to it as though we were jacking the electricity. And we would run the wire from here to the balcony.
Yeah.
And on that wire would be our Star of Bethlehem.
Fine, yeah.
This would look like it.
Just to tie something in it, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
fine.
yeah. All that's okay?
That's okay, but in the end, the Israeli army will decide. A captain could stand there and say, stop the party, stop this gathering, make people leave, and they will do it. Despite I'm the manager here, I don't imagine bringing my children to an event next to the wall, being watched by a military watchtower, and like that tower, like snipers through that tower and the other tower over there. Already locals are tired and bored of having this element in their life. And I don't want to bring my children to look at this wall. It's Christmas time, so we don't want to see this wall.
If we said we're going to have real snow, would that bring people?
I think so, yeah.
I was quite, not shocked isn't the word, but quite surprised with a moment from Wissam today where he said that we'd be hard pushed to get a local audience. He said, nobody wants to come here if you live here. You don't want to take your kids to the wall in the sight of watchtowers where there could be snipers. And who wants to put their children in circumstances like that? So that's a challenge, clearly.
It's only one of the challenges Wissam has been given by Banksy. There is also a plan to mark the 100th anniversary of the Balfour Declaration, when, with the stroke of a pen, the British government opened the door to the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine.
This is the origin of the modern conflict in the Middle East. Millions became refugees, thousands died, and hundreds of thousands suffered because of this.
To acknowledge Britain's role in fueling a century of conflict, Banksy wants to drive his point home with a stunt, to be unveiled at a children's street party.
This sign will go on the reception desk on the 1st of November. The rejection sign instead of reception.
Danny has to go back to his day job as an internationally renowned film director, leaving Reham in charge until he returns. But there is one missing element. Banksy asked Danny to make an alternativity for everyone, and he has met Christians and Muslims here in the West Bank.
Hey, Danny.
So, man, we've got to go.
Are you leaving now?
Yeah, thank you
Your
so
car
much.
outside?
Yeah, thank you so much for an amazing stay.
Most Jewish settlers live in fortified settlements accessible by Israeli-only roads. There are virtually no Jewish people in Bethlehem. And Israeli citizens are warned that entering any part of the city is dangerous.
It's very difficult, clearly, and certainly I think one of Banksy's purposes is to try and illuminate that actually, although this is the same nation, the chances to interact are reduced so enormously by this wall and everything that comes with this wall. So that kind of division means that it's very, very difficult to get Israelis to come and visit openly, and certainly, obviously, to speak on camera about it. So that's a big, big problem that we have.
Let's cause a little bit of angst. Let's put Al Jazeera next to AP. Let's put them there. Yep. Let's have CNN next to AP. Yep. PPC is Palestinian. B. That should be a B. Broadcasting Company. I think we should keep it as a spelling mistake, it's funnier. The global news outlets will pick this up. A, because it's Banksy, B, because it's Palestine. People love stunts. They love big, brash stunts. They love it, love it. Absolutely love it, because they're like, oh, you've got my ear now. That's not normal, like Camilla ringing up going, hello, we've got an event on, la, la, la.
I have a message for you from Banksy and everyone at the World of Hotel. Now, we hope you will join us in clapping as Her Royal Highness unveil a special message from us to you, the Palestinian people.
Anticipated. No, it's not. But, you know, it is what it is.
احنا سعداء ان اطفالنا شاركوا بهيك فعاليه بتكشف وجه الاحتلال اولا وبتكشف وجه بلفور والدوله بريطانيا ثانيا، مناضلين من اجل الحريه والعداله في فلسطين وبرا فلسطين.
Sorry, an apology of sorts from Her Majesty the Queen of one more time.
As a Palestinian, we are only put in one image to the outside world. You know, we have to be political or we have to be the victim. I'm always, as an artist, trying to challenge that, try to show something else to the world. With all respect to Banksy, all respect to Danny as well, I have my own reasons to be part of this project. First day, first introductory day, let's say, to give a sense of what is the play, to get into the characters. ممكن مثلا نعمل مكان بالمغارة وخلفت مريم العذراء وكان الولد الصغير هناك والغنم حوالينهم بيحاولوا انه يساعدوهم، اوكي، والملائكة كمان مبسوطين انه انولد المسيح. They have a lot of imagination, oh my God.
شو الدور اللي حابة تلعبيه في المسرحية اللي بتمثلوها؟
مريم أنا حابة أكون دورها.
Tell me about Elisa.
إليسا. أنا بلشت أغني من وأنا صغيرة، بس إنه ما كانش حد يكتشف موهبتي، بس كنت أغني هيك. هذا أبوي، اسمه بشير.
أهلاً.
هذه أمي اسمها ريناد. هاي.
She had that such a beautiful voice. She's very tall though, isn't she? But maybe that's good, having a very tall Mary.
هذه أختي ساندي وهاي أمي وهاي أختي مريان. هناك تختي وهناك مرات بلعب على اللابتوب. أنا عندي 3 أدوار في المسرحية اللي هم الخروف الشقي والراعي والبنكت. ويوم تطلع ريحة العرق يلا شباب ناطروني خلصوا تعالى.
I wondered about whether during the show, whether there was a running gag of somebody trying to create snow.
This is Bethlehem, world capital of the international Jesus Christ birthday business. This year, Bethlehem became home to a unique hotel.
We're just meters from its doors as the concrete wall Israel has built.
This whole room is a banksy. It's an intervention into one of the poorest parts of a would-be Palestinian state.
Billed as having the worst view in the world, Banksy's walled-off hotel sits under the gaze of an Israeli watchtower in the occupied Palestinian territories. The place where Christmas was invented now feels like a city under siege and in serious need of some festive cheer. This is the story of what happened when Banksy asked a world-famous movie director to come all the way to the little town of Bethlehem.
تعرف مين بانكسي؟
لا.
تعرف مين داني بويل؟
To put on a nativity play like no other in what was once the most Christmassy place on earth.
My name is Wissam Salsa, and I am the manager of the World of Hotel in Bethlehem. Working with Banksy is not something easy to do. It's not a normal job. I have to do everything. I clean bathrooms. I paint, I make stencils. It was annoying in the beginning to work with him because I did not understand his head. I'm the only one who can communicate to Banksy, so that makes things so complicated. Okay, there's a cameraman in front of me filming me, so I'm gonna take off the I'm gonna take off the mic, okay, and talk to you, unless you want him to record what I'm saying. Never easy to work for Banksy. Things are very complicated. I need a story. I need a story. I need a story. I need a story. Everything is unusual. He give someone a job, he would just think how to make it the most difficult thing to achieve.
Palestinians live in camps, which they were settled in when their lands were occupied after 1948. It's been alleged that Sophia's father leads the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine in the Dahaysha camp, where her family lives.
في جيش في المخيم فتحوا الباب أجوا دبوه هيك بعدين أجيب له جاكيت يلبس ما خلش يلبس أخذوه وضلوا طالعين. كثير بتصير هيك أشياء في المخيم، يعني صوفي فاهمة كل الوضع اللي هي فيه.
Danny is in London, but everything is under control. The snow is sorted. Riham is making sure that everything is coming together. Finding a donkey, it's not a problem to find a donkey in Bethlehem. He's scared. He's a big fat donkey. Careful, don't stand behind the donkey, okay? ليش هيك سوا? We have to go and see the other donkey. I think he has a wound here in the face. حماد أنا عند الحمار. اسمع في جرح في وجه الحمار ولا بتخايل؟ فيش عندك افترش حدا عنده حمار أهدى من هذا شوية؟ هذا بغل يا زلمة.
مو فصيل أبو حمد عندنا 70 حمار.
شوف.
يعني تقريبا زي الحمار.
He's a mule. Yeah, none of them will work, actually.
The angels, they are like a gang.
I thought it would be really nice if they had like telephones and they are texting. So it's coming up, these whole details.
أنا حبيت أمثل الملاك.
ليش كنتي حابة تكوني الملاك؟
ما بعرف. هيك أمي كانت أمي حابة.
يلا تعالى إيزي. أنا عجبني الدور كتير. الملائكة دورهم كتير مهم.
أنا بحب الكريسماس إنه بنقعد مع كل إخواني وعماتي وننبسط مع بعض.
بس عمرنا حكيت لك إنه شو في ورا هذا الجدار؟
بعرف نشوف آية.
تسأل خبر عن الوضع السياسي وكيف؟
لا مش كتير. ما بحب أناقش معه في الوضع السياسي لأنه ما بحب أشتته يعني أو نخوفه كطفل.
مواضيع السياسة، مواضيع الحروب، مواضيع الشغلات زي هذه دونت لايك، ما نحبش الشيء هذا اللي يكون معهم يعني. خليهم يعيشوا الطفولة، يعيشوا حياتهم يعني.
أنا ولا عمري حكيت لبنتي أي إشي عن الجدار الفاصل لحد الآن.
And just to get really surreal, this is apparently what's happening right now, which is this is me, New York, talking to you. The donkey. Is that going to happen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We still need to cast him, you know?
Yeah, I've been trying to find the right donkey, but it seems that we need a very specific one. There will be lots of people and a lot of music and lights and snow. So you don't know what will be the reaction of the donkeys, because I don't think any of these donkeys had such thing before. There are donkeys. Let me show. I'm gonna quit. Let's stop the truck. مرحبا. تحياتي، شو الأخبار؟ كيف الحال؟ الحمير هذول لمين؟
للبيع.
لمين؟
إلي.
إلك؟ اوعى على راسك، اوعى على راسك يا منجد. طيب هات ورجينا، بدي أشوف واحد هيك هادي رايك بالناس يكون.
بدك تركب ولا بدك تحرط ولا؟
هذا gonna meet his lush. هلا هذا تعال بالك، تعال يا هذا حبشي محمد، هذا joining the team حبيبي.
The children are visiting the hotel for the first time. For some of them, it is also the first time they've been so close to the wall.
Is it hot?
No, it's freezing.
It's definitely not snowing, yet. But it doesn't stop Bethlehem and the Waldorf getting everything set for Christmas.
Thank you. Here we are. Here we are at the Waldorf. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh, Wissam, it's beautiful. Oh, wow. Oh, it's like a rock movie. Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, the donkey. Oh, amazing. It's a beautiful white one. Beep. Hello. How nice to see you. Hey. Looks amazing. It's like I wasn't. I mean, it's like, whoa.
What is this?
It's kind of quite groovy. It's quite groovy.
أول إشي بدي أعرفكم على داني بويل.
Hello.
امبارح أرجع من بريطانيا. We're doing great. We'll have a great show. No, now we do a run with the choir and everything.
Okay, great. Well done. Well done. Where have you found them? He is amazing. This is beautiful. She won't laugh, will she? Keep coming. Don't laugh. This is incredibly beautiful. Don't laugh. Come on, boy. Come on. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful stage pictures. I'm serious. I'm serious.
In the beginning, I did not think that Banksy gonna come again to Bethlehem. But I was kind of surprised when I got a call telling me that he's coming to do something, but never explained to me what he wanted to do.
With everything almost in place, there is only one tiny last-minute hitch.
We sent pictures to Banksy this morning, and he did not like the stage because it looks very modern, and this is not his style. So we are painting these cardboards, and we're gonna stick on the wall. We're gonna ask the kids also to do some work on them. And I'm expecting this, actually, always, like last moment. That's always crazy.
I've worked with kids a few times, and it's like one of the interesting things that you've got to be very, very careful with and respectful of their innocence in a way. And I hope we respected that.
كان خايف شوي بس شجعناه.
We were warned that you might not get many Palestinians coming either, because they don't really want to be near this wall. They want to be as far away from this wall as they can get.
Sophia's father is still detained in prison.
حكيت معه امبارح
وحكينا له إن اليوم في عيد لصوفي وحكى لنا صوروا لي إياها.
The act of culture is an enormously bonding experience that people grow through. When you look at the wall, you think, how are they ever going to be able to do that together across that wall, really? And you hope they achieve that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our play.
Our story began 9 months ago, far away in Nazareth, where Mary got engaged to Joseph. One day, she received an unexpected SMS from a number she didn't know. Here, this was going to take some explaining to Joseph, her fiancé.
Meanwhile, in the countryside, shepherds tended their sheep.
It's always snowing in Bethlehem Christmas. In reality, is no way. But the management insisted, and so Mary and Joseph has arrived in an amazing white snowstorm.
It was great. It was really good.
I'm speechless, actually.
It was a real joyous thing, I think.
It felt like a very intimate show as well.
I'll never forget that sight of them covered in snow. Oh, it was just...
They're just like this.
Yeah, it was so...
And everything.
That was so cool. It was really nice.
When Elisa starts to sing,
yeah, oh my God.
It's just like...
It's beautiful.
I wanted to cry. That's what I wanted in this show, for all of us to feel like proud and to have this feeling that we are doing this even in despite of this situation. We have this amazing energy and soul and talents and art.
The king is born in Bethlehem. Jesus was born here in Bethlehem to bring peace to mankind. Well, let's say he's still working on that. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.
See the performance on Wednesday evening at 11 o'clock here on BBC Two.